What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Of course, I'm your host, DS1 Ross, and I'm back tonight with another joint for y'all, man. This one won't be too long. You know, it's just something that I feel is very important because, I was outside today, taking care of what I had to take care of or whatever. And I just realized that this world is just full of bitter people. Like a lot of people in this world today are very, very bitter, man. And it's sad to see because we wonder why we cannot get along. It's because at the root of people is bitterness, man. It's a lot of bitterness going on. So tonight, I want to talk about being a bitter soul. What it is to be a bitter soul. And how to overcome being bitter, man. Because I have children. A lot of people that I know have children. And we don't want our bitterness to go into our children. Because little do we know, our children are receptors. They can sense everything that's going on with us. But I think as parents, and as our children get older, we begin to think that they don't see certain things and they don't understand certain things. And this is why I want to talk about this, because a lot of these children and a lot of these things we see on social media that's going on with children is because a lot of our children are bitter because they've been taught to be bitter by bitter people. You see? Healing from bitterness is very, very important because, see, what we have to understand is that if we believe what we read and as far as conscious information and what we hear other people say, and I'm just bringing this up because I notice a lot of people like to say, little cool little quotes that they heard from the conscious community. And if we know or if we believe that this is an illusion, if we believe that this is an illusion, then what are we so bitter for? If none of the things that go on or happen, if it's not really real, if we really believe that, why are people so bitter, man? Why? And I'm talking about this because, like I say, my motto is healing before building. You see, a lot of us like to focus on the outside. Like when you're building something, you have two types of workers. You have two types of builders. You have the guys who build the structure, and then you have the people who focus on the details. You see, a lot of times, bitter people, they focus on the outer, the exterior of people. They focus on what's wrong with them on the outside. Or they try to make themselves look so good on the outside when in the inside is bitterness, is hurt, is frustration, is anger, is fear. This is at the seat of a lot of these people. And when I say the seat, I mean the core. We're dealing with a lot of bitter people in the world. This is why the world is the way it is today. See, in order to be a prejudiced person, in order to be a racist person, you have to start out being bitter about something first. To be a hater, all that comes from being bitter. We have to understand that. All of these things come from being bitter. And bitter people, they don't grow. Because bitter people are people who actually made the decision to be bitter. This is what we got to understand, family. You see? You have to make a decision to be a bitter person. And a lot of people have made that decision. They have said, listen, I give up. I give up. I'm just going to deal with things the way it comes. I'm not going to try to be better. I'm not going to try to be better. See, bitter people like to think that they can change people. They're not looking at themselves as the change. They're looking to change someone except themselves. Because a bitter person blames other people for their reasons for why the way that they are. See, bitter souls don't never want to look at themselves. Bitter souls are people who are not willing to get over heartbreak, disappointment, being let down, being lied to. These are people that can never let these things go. And when you don't learn how to let these things go, they fester and they grow. And it grows into bitterness to a point where people don't want to deal with you because you're bitter, because you're always looking to find a fault, because you're always looking for something to be wrong, because you're always looking for something to not be what you expected. These are bitter souls, family. These are souls running around the earth causing chaos and confusion because within them is wrath. This is why people cause these types of people cause this type of problems in the world. So all of your big racists and bigots, they're nothing but bitter souls. You see? And see, most of these high-level people in the world that are racists and bigots, and these are your biggest monsters. These are your leaders of movements. These are your top entertainers, top athletes, but they're the biggest assholes. They're the biggest pricks. They are the most nastiest, rude people you would ever meet in your life. Some of these people you will want to regret even meeting. Why? Because these people are bitter. See, a lot of y'all work for bosses y'all don't like. They're always giving you a hard time for nothing. Your boss is just a bitter soul. And when people get put in positions, they express their bitterness. This is why they try to play the power thing with you, try to make you feel lower than them, try to make you feel beneath them, because they don't think much of themselves. They're really bitter people. And see, nothing can really save a bitter person. All of the material things in life cannot save a bitter soul, because none of those material things is what catered to them being bitter. See, a lot of people dress up their bitterness. You know how they dress it up? Oh, I'm such a nice person. You know how else they dress it up? They go put red bottoms on their feet. You know how they dress it up? By going and try to make themselves look other than who they are. Body augmentations, lip injections, butt implants. These are bitter people because they're not happy with who they are within. See, when you're not happy on the inside, you're going to always try to make your outward appearance seem to always outshine who you are within. That's going to be your mission, because you have to dress up your faults. See, this is why they say that most of your financially or financial tycoons of the world are the way that they are, because nothing can change. The money can't change you. If you're a bitter soul, money's just going to make you worse. Money's not going to make you better, because now you can dress up your bitterness. You can try to hide it, but it's always going to come out when you're tested. And see, a lot of these types of people, they cannot really, they have a problem with communication. They don't really know how to get along with people. They don't know how to get along with people. You see? And the problem is that we think that the more bitter that we become, that the more people will begin to respect you. And this is how you know that the majority of people in this world are damaged. We're damaged goods. And see, a lot of us are afraid to tell people that because we want to hide it. We want to mask it. We think nobody's going to see it. We think it's never going to come out. You know what being a bitter soul is? You're at the lowest level in your life when you're a bitter soul. See? Now, you're on the lowest level spiritually because you can be on a low level spiritually, but on a high level financially. Because you just might have a great career that makes you a lot of money. But when you in that house at night and you by yourself and it's so quiet in there that you think the books on the bookshelf is moving, that's when you know you bitter. When you done ran everybody away from you. Nobody want to deal with you no more. People are running away from you because you're bitter. I used to be bitter, very bitter. You know why I used to be bitter? Because I didn't accept myself. I wanted to know why, when I was young, why all the girls like light-skinned dudes. Why they didn't like me. And I was bitter about that. For a long time, I was really bitter about that. Until I found myself. Until I got tired of being bitter. Because guess what being bitter got me? It got me to be alone. But that alone time taught me something. It made me look within. And see, that's the key to being released out of bitterness. For you to start thinking and going back to when you started being bitter. See, these things come from your childhood. Like I said, it comes from being let down. It comes from disappointment. So go back in your life and see, where did the bitterness begin? What triggered your bitterness? You know? That's very, very important. Because if you can never pinpoint the source of any issue you have in your life, you can never get to solving the issue. You must always find the source of the problem first. And you know why people never search for the source? Because the source is you. The source is not the person who cheated on you. The source is not the person who lied to you. The source is not the person who disappointed you. The source is you. You see? And when I learned to accept that anything that happens to me in my life, ultimately, it's because I created it. And see, when you're willing to accept that, that's what makes you charismatic. See, that's what offsets bitterness, charisma. being able to bounce back. That's being charismatic, being knocked down and being able to get back up. You see? But see, what also comes with charisma is determination. See, you have to be determined to want to be a better person. And it starts with you. You cannot want to be a better person for your girl. You cannot want to be a better person for your kids. You got to want to be a better person for yourself first. Because everything around you comes from you. So that woman you laying next to at night, you attracted her to you. So whatever fault she had, you got to look within yourself and start to make changes within yourself. Because once you do that, your environment around you will automatically change. People will start to disappear. People will start to do things on purpose for you to cut them off. That's not you cutting them off. That's the energy that you operating in. It's pushing them away. You starting to clean house. You know when your grandmama get that broom and start sweeping through the house and you start seeing all the dirt you ain't see in the corners and behind dressers and all of that? When you start freeing yourself of bitterness and frustration and anger, you start seeing things start to like when your grandmother's sweeping that dirt out the door. And don't you notice when you give your house a good cleaning, how you sleep better? Ain't nothing like cleaning your house than taking a good shower and laying down. Don't that feel so good? Clean house, clean mind, and then you just lay down and relax. That's when you had that good sleep. You know, that's that sleep when you wake up and the sun's shining, you think you outside. You think they done cracked the rock or the cave open. That's how good you've been sleeping. That's because you releasing that toxic energy out of your life. And this is what I try to do every day with my thoughts, with my actions. I ain't got it all figured out yet. I never will. You know why? Because I'm not a teacher, I'm a student. So I'm never going to get up here and act like I got it all figured out because I don't. I just know what I've done and what worked for me. You see? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Good looking on coming through tonight. But see, when you release yourself of this bitterness, you become a better person. You become approachable. I used to be a real angry dude. Very, very angry. Very angry. But then one day I just sat back and I asked myself, what you so mad at? You know? Like, what are you so mad at, dude? Why are you so angry? See? And I've always been this type of person. I don't know, I don't know what it is, but I've always been this type of person to question myself. Always. And what I had to do was take it back to Disappointment. Expecting my life to be a certain way, and it's not. I had to come to the realization that expectations are not real. Expectations doesn't exist. Expectations is in the realm of fallacy. Because you may never live up to someone's expectations. You may not never really live up to your own. You see? That's what we have to begin to realize. So stop becoming bitter because you expected that man to be faithful. You expected that woman to not lie to you, brother. Stop expecting. My grandfather, he used to tell my dad this, and my dad always told it to me. Never expose the cheater. Just keep the cheat off you. You know what that meant? You know what that currently means to me? Don't do what somebody else would do to you. If you don't do it, then you don't have to worry about what comes behind those actions. So don't be so gun-ho on what somebody done to you. You just don't do it to them. And that shows mental strength. I don't have to stoop to your level to prove a point. I'm going to just continue to be me and let that shine through. I don't have to do nothing to get back at you. I don't have to do nothing to prove a point to you, to show you who I am. You know how I could show you who I am? Just keep doing what I've been doing. That's it. And see, that hurts a bitter soul, because the bitter soul wants you to go back and forth. They want to get you out your character. They want to take you back to a certain place where they already live. See? They want to take you back to where you graduated from because they still live there. That's just like when you leave your hood and go on to do better things in life. And they tell you, oh, you forgot about the block. No, I didn't forget. I graduated. I graduated, buddy. When you end a new video game that you just bought and you end it and you found everything you needed to find in a video game, do you go back and keep playing it? Or do you want to go buy another one? Let's think about that. See, only a bitter soul will tell you you forgot about the hood. I didn't forget about the hood. I'm past that now. Now I'm thinking about, if I'm going to come back to the hood, what do I have to offer the hood? If I don't have nothing to offer the hood, why come back to it? But the hood is filled with bitter souls. That's why it's called the ghetto. Low-level entities, low-level energies. Oh, you just forgot about us. I ain't forget about y'all. I still love y'all. But would you keep going back to your elementary school if you in college now? See? And being bitter keeps you stuck. Being bitter makes you feel comfortable and complacent. Man, I ain't never leaving the hood. I love the hood. You don't love the hood. You just ain't got no hope, homie. You bitter. You feel like you missed all the opportunities and you didn't. See? Bitter souls, man. That's what plagued this earth. Bitter souls. See? This is why enough ain't enough for certain people. Greed. They got to be greedy. They want more and more and more and more and more. Because they need more and more and more and more to keep feeding that bitterness so it doesn't surface. You know, like when your toilet about to overflow, when you start plunging it because you don't want it to overflow. But eventually, what's going to happen to your toilet? You're going to need some service. And a lot of people don't want to service themselves. A lot of people don't want to heal. A lot of people think a house or a home is a shell. You can't have a home if you don't have walls. Who gonna build the walls? The bricks and stuff is already there. The infrastructure's there. Who gonna put the walls in? Who gonna put the doors in? Who gonna put the stairs in? See, that's the interior. And this is what we don't want to work on. Who gonna fix the doorknobs? Hmm? Huh? Who gonna put the toilet in? Who gonna put the tubs in? Who's gonna do the interior work? See, and I'm gonna do a show about this. You got two types of leaders. You got material leaders, and then you got thought leaders. See, the material leaders is the guys who come and build the infrastructure. You know, they got the mortar, they got the cement. Those are your material leaders. Then you got your thought leaders. Those are your interior decorators. Those are your carpenters, the one who lay the carpet in your house. You know, the one who screw the bolts under your sink so when you turn your water on, it ain't a flood in the house. What about those people? What about that type of work? See, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that interior work because with that interior work, you sweat a lot more, right? It's a lot more intense, right? You don't have a lot of space to work with, right? See? So the question should be to yourself is, which one are you? Are you a material leader or a thought leader? What are you? What are you? Are you a brick mason or are you an architect? Which one are you? Which one matters to you more? See? See, because how I look at it at a 360 perspective. We need both. We need both. We need both. They both complement each other. But see, what we got to always remember is what's on the inside is going to always reflect on the outside. So if the inside of that building isn't constructed correctly, it will destroy the infrastructure on the outside. And this is when you have bitter souls. Good looking, miserable people. See? Burnt Bobs, bitter Bobs, and miserable Marys. This is what's running around. A bunch of bitter people. Miserable men, bitter Bob, and miserable Mary. Do we want our children to become a bitter Bob or a miserable Mary? Hmm? Let's think about that. Do we really want that? Because if this is what we're going to allow our children to become, they're going to grow up in the same environment as us, maybe even worse. Because now with this social media stuff, everybody hides their bitterness. You can be so covert. It's crazy. And this is why I do my shows the way that I do them. This is why my message is healing before building. Because I'm tired of our people trying to create things and they're destroying them. You see? And it's because we won't work in the inside. We won't work on the inside. We only want to work on the outside. We only want to fix the windows. We only want to fix the roof. We don't want to fix the pipes. We don't want to tighten up the valves. See, this is the problem. Not healing before trying to build. Because you're going to destroy whatever you're trying to build. This is why everything that has been tried and tested has been destroyed. Because we've destroyed it from the inside. Because see, when the inside is not tightened up, you have to call in other people to come and fix it. This is what we do. We try to call other people in to fix our internal issues. And do you know what we do? We gonna blame somebody else. We gonna blame somebody else. When before the intruder came in and took over, it was already a bunch of infighting going on. So a person with some strategy would just sit back and watch the internal strife and then figure out when to strike. See? How do you think you have turncoats and agents within these movements? It's because people sit back, watch the infighting, and then whisper in that person's ear and make it sound good. And being that this person already done hated you, it was nothing for them to get rid of you. What you think happened to Malcolm X? It was already infighting in the Nation of Islam. They were already infighting because what Malcolm was running around and saying. So people sat back and watched that. The pillagers sat back and watched that and said, let me get in this guy's ear. Because I know he hate Malcolm. I've been watching him. Whisper those sweet nothings in his ear. Next thing you know, get your hands out my pocket. Boom, boom. Bitter souls. Malcolm X's daughter said the men who killed her father used to eat at the dinner table with their family. And they were Muslims. Bitter souls. Because they couldn't accept who Malcolm was. You see that? He was a pillar of truth. See? And he started to expose the wolves in sheep clothing. And these people became so hateful and bitter towards Malcolm, they killed him. They killed him. So bitterness runs deep, y'all. It runs deep, man. So we really have to work on these things within ourselves, man. Because the bitterness is out of hand in the world. It's out of hand, y'all. It's out of hand. Why you think all this violence is going on? People are bitter. People are upset. People are mad that they don't have what they need, that they don't have what they want in life. Why me? Why I got to be broke? Why I got to eat like this? Why I can't be driving a Bentley? Why I can't do this? It builds up anger, and anger turns into bitterness. Then when people start coming around you that are doing things you want to do, being that you're so bitter, the first thing you do, oh, who he think he is? Instead of humbling yourself and talking to him. But see, you can't humble yourself when you're bitter. It'll kill a bitter person to be humble. It'll kill a bitter person to show genuine love. It hurts. It hurts them. Because the bitterness is what keeps them happy. See? They intoxicated with being bitter. They love it. Energizes them. So shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Everybody in the chat, if you came through, make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit that like button, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me see who's in the chat. I'm gonna shout y'all out real quick, man. I'm gonna start from the top. You see who came through from the top of the mountain. Shout out to Zeus. Shout out to my brother Boss. Shout out to Black Beauty. What's going on, Black Beauty? Shout out to Love Son. What's going on, Love Son? I ain't see you in a minute. Shout out to my brother Uncle Shug. What's up, bro? Megalodon. Ooh wee. Yee. It's my brother right there. Shout out to my brother D-Red. What's going on, OG? See who else in here. Water Sniper. What's going on, man? What's going on? Ty Brown. What's going on, baby girl? True Light. What's going on? Sunset on the Ocean. Peace to you. Peace to you. You a newcomer. Hit that like button. Sunset on the Ocean. Witty. What's going on, Witty? Long time no see. Peace to you. You said poverty causes bitterness? Nah, bitterness causes poverty. It's the other way around. That's just my opinion. Bitterness causes poverty. Bitterness is poor. Poverty is a mindset. Poverty is a mindset. Shout out to you, the True Light. Shout out to you. You know, but I just wanted to come through tonight real quick on this topic, man, on bitter souls, man. You know, let's stop being bitter Bobs and miserable Marys, man. Let's stop that, man. If we talking about building, we gotta start with the healing. Because we'll never get to where we say we want to compete with other coaches. We'll never get to that level. Because at one point or another, it's gonna be a problem. I see it all the time. Because people have bitterness at the seat of them. You and your mans could be getting all the money in the world, but if you got a girl and he don't got a girl, he upset. Y'all both getting money though, but he jealous of you because you going home to a woman every night. He going home the back pages. So that's where the bitterness comes in, which ultimately what? Ruins the relationship, ruins the business relationship, ruins everything. You see? We always like to talk about let's support black business. You can't support black business when overall you have a general despair or bitterness against a black man or a black woman. How can you genuinely give from your heart? How can you genuinely be truthful when dealing with your people if you have bitterness at the core of you? You see? This is why it's so quick for us to give up on each other. You know why it's so quick for us to give up on each other? Because we're bitter. And then when you get into arguments with certain people, you know what they'll say? I ain't never liked you anyway. Oh, I never trusted you anyway. Where do you think those things come from? That don't come from what another person done to you. That comes from you. I ain't never trust your ass anyway. Cause you bitter. You don't trust yourself. You don't even trust yourself. You don't trust yourself. You don't believe in yourself. Because there's things that happen to you, you're not willing to let go. See? So this is why these things have to be purged out of us. Y'all wonder why I always speak on healing, because that's my motto. We need psychiatric healing. See? Mental health. That's what we really suffer from. The lack of mental health. And bitterness is one of the things that keeps us crazy. So I just wanted to come through tonight real quick, and touch on that. Want to come through real quick before y'all go watch y'all Sarnetta TV debate. Before y'all go and enjoy y'all entertainment. So, good looking for coming through for sure. I'm always, delighted that y'all come through and y'all support my platform. Trust and believe that, good and bad. I appreciate it. I always do. Because my platform is just to get the word out, to get my word out, to get my message out. So shout out to y'all for coming through. And I'm gonna say this before I close out. I'm gonna just put this out here. I did have a contest going on all summer. And I put the information out there. I didn't get no response. So I'm gonna put it out there again for y'all, family. It's called the Creation Station Challenge. And what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be giving out 2 Amazon gift cards to the winners of this contest. And it's for children from grades, I'm gonna say from 6th to 12th grade. That's middle school and high school. If you have a child that's in middle school or high school and you want to enter them into this contest, leave me a message on my channel or hit me up on my email, dsalliance1@gmail.com. dsalliance1@gmail.com. The contest will be your child or children is responsible for writing a 2 to 3 paragraph essay on their favorite Black hero or Black movement. I need them to write 2 to 3 paragraphs. A correct standard paragraph is 5 to 6 sentences. So I want to see it written in school form. I'm not doing this because I think I'm a teacher. I'm doing this because I want to see our children doing things correctly. because that's one thing our children are not good at. They're not good at reading comprehension. They're not good at writing. So I need y'all, if y'all want to join the contest, just email me, dsalliance1@gmail.com. I'll give y'all the details again in the email. The winners of the contest will receive the gift card code through email. So y'all don't have to send me your address or none of that. Amazon, they don't do none of that. All you got to do is put in your gift card code and your child can purchase whatever they want. All right. So once again, it's called the Creation Station Challenge. I want to see how creative our children are. So they'll receive a prize, but they have to work for it. This is not a channel where we're giving away free stuff. We have to teach our children to earn things, right? So let's do that. You want to enroll your children? Hit me up, dsalliance1@gmail.com. They write a 3-paragraph essay on their favorite pro-Black hero or their favorite Black movement. So I just wanted to put that out there before I closed out. Once again, shout out to everybody in the chat. I see the Libras are running wild in here. Shout out to the Libras. This is Libra season, of course. Shout out to y'all. You know, I always like my air signs, you know. So shout out to y'all once again. And I may come back a little bit later on, man. You know, I might come back a little later on because, you know, my mind is going right now. So shout out to y'all once again for coming through. You know, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure y'all subscribe. Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Well, you got a good point, Water Sniper. You definitely got a good point. You know? But I'll be back, y'all. I'll be back. So like I said, shout out to y'all again. Good looking for coming through. You just tuned in to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Sheep Stay Sleep, y'all. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. I represent DS1 Alliance, of course. Shout out to y'all, and I'll see y'all when I come back. I'll be back in a little minute. All right, y'all? Peace.